The separation of church and state is a misnomer. People misunderstand it. Of course, it comes from a phrase that was in a letter that Jefferson wrote. It's not in the Constitution.
It's interesting that when Thomas Jefferson uses the phrase separation between church and state, he is quoting from the First Amendment, the one that guarantees us religious freedom. Now, this, of course, gives us the indication that the Founding Fathers understood that the Religious Freedom Amendment included a wall between the church and state. They should not be married together. In fact, Revelation 13 predicted that when this country was founded, it would be founded on two main principles: Republican government and religious freedom. They wanted a nation without a king and a church without a pope. You see, they had seen the experiment of Catholicism in Europe. They didn't want it. They saw what the church controlling the state would do. The problem with the mindset that Representative Johnson here has, and unfortunately many others have, is that it is exactly the mindset that is allowing Christian nationalism to take over this country, and that is going to be the image of the beast. What they fail to understand is that even if the government is kept out of the church, but the church somehow is not kept out of the government, then we're still having a violation of that principle. Because you see, what is inevitably going to end up happening is these people, these religious Christian nationalists, are going to seize control of the government. They're going to throw that First Amendment out the window, and then the government is going to make religiously oppressive laws, thus violating that First Amendment. And so you see, you cannot have it where the government stays out of the church, but then the church is allowed to meddle in the affairs of the government. Now, there's nothing wrong with allowing your faith to dictate every area of your life. I'm a Christian, I'm a Bible teacher, I'm a pastor. But if I allow my religion to start dictating what other people can do, but especially through law, that's a problem. We need to keep that wall between church and state completely upright. But unfortunately, as the Bible predicts, that wall is going to be destroyed. It's like Jesus said, these things must happen, but woe to those people by whom they happen.